Alright everybody, this is Eternal Blade and welcome to part 2 of the Glass Dragon tutorial. So in this part we will continue building our dragon here. You can see what we've got so far was our 1 foot and our little tail section, and we'll just keep going. Let's see, so starting off what we want to do is go back into our little polygon here, and I think what I'm going to actually do is just try to copy and paste some of this mesh over to the other side and adjust it. So I'm going to hide that plane for now, press Alt W and Z, and let's just take this right here and select it all. Okay, hit grow a few times. Just deselect all the extra stuff that comes with it till we just get the leg here. Okay, press W, shift drag that and clone it to an object. Okay, now take that and mirror it and no clone, and there we go. Now we have an exact mirror of our leg on the other side. Now we could just mirror this dragon exactly, but we want to give it a little bit of uniqueness, so we're not going to do that. Now we do go to editable poly, hit attach and select that, and there we go. Now what we want to do is select the same polygons on one side as we did the other. So go into our vertex mode here and simply click a few of these and just drag them in. Okay, take this one, maybe move it a bit up, alright, and a bit in. Okay, we're just trying to replicate the same shape. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now what we're going to want to do is delete these 4 polygons here. Okay. Now take element and click this element here and just drag it into position. So now you can see exactly where we need our polygons to go. But what we can also do is a little bit of cheating. So let's go to vertex here, go to target weld, and let's just simply target weld where we want to go. So click, and they are target welded. Okay, we're going to go all the way around the outside of this mesh. Little time consuming, but the results are generally worth it. You just got to make sure you don't get lost. Alright, like sometimes we may have already done one. Okay, we'll just go in. You can push F3 to get a better view. Okay, and F3 again, just so you can see what needs to be welded and what does not. Okay, and I think that's about it. So now when we go into our turbo smooth, you'll see we now have 2 pretty cool looking legs. Now what we need to do is adjust these so that one of them is a bit different. Press G to get rid of that grid there. So it looks like this left leg here is actually a bit back. Alright, so we're going to just shift the whole thing, a bit backwards. Right to about there, seems good. Now we'll adjust the mesh to reflect that. So let's select most of the leg here, right click, and let's isolate selection. Oops, sorry, we do not want to do that. We want to never mind. We'll just do this the old-fashioned way. So click and shift click. I guess it won't let us. Loop. There we go. And drag it. Okay. And give it a bit of a rotate. Perfect. Check out Turbo Smooth, see how it looks. Let's bring these vertices here a bit outward. Give it a kind of full look. Okay. Adjust this one so it doesn't spaz out. Alright. And we can take these few vertices right here and bring them down and rotate them a bit. Okay. And looks like we need to adjust this one a little bit as well. There we go, just to move it a bit back. And this one, oops. There we go, this one as well. Okay, let's see what that looks like. That's not bad. So now we have our dragon, you know, kind of stepping, you know, one foot in front of the other, and that's pretty much exactly what it looks like. Alright, looks pretty good. And yeah, that looks really good. Flex the foot. Just trying to think if we should, yeah, because we're going to be viewing it from pretty far away. Maybe we'll take this loop, press R, and scale it down just a bit. Okay, give it just a thinner foot, and come over here and do the same thing. Just a bit skinnier. Okay, there we go, that'll work. Now let's unhide all. And let's continue carrying on here. It looks like the next section is kind of a couple fins or something on the back. So we're going to do that by editable poly. It looks like the fin is on primarily these two right here. And there's actually a couple fins together, so we're gonna do these fins together. So go to extrude and just extrude this a couple times. Alright, that should be good. And let's line all these vertices up here, if you can at least. That looks good. Looks good. Actually bring these down just a bit. The back actually kind of comes off of the, or the fins kind of come off of the back. Alright. And that's pretty much what we want. Okay. And our Turbo Smooth. Looks pretty good to me. So go into our polygon mode, and starting from this one right here, so the base of the spine, you want to select all the way up until about here. And actually we're going to extrude these once more, just so we don't select all of them. There we go. And one more. Okay. Now what we're going to do is take this and give it a bit of a bevel. About to here. Okay. And now let's see what this looks like. So I'll give it a bit of a hard back. Scale it in. Okay. And from here we can kind of bevel something along this line. We're trying to create this curve almost. Alright, now take, let's see, this one and this one, and bevel it. Okay, now in your vertex mode here, let's just adjust these vertices to where they line up with our fin thing. Okay. And there we go. Take those two polygons again, and we're going to extrude them up a little bit and align them. And again, I'm just using the move and rotate tools to do so. Nothing extremely complex. Okay. Extrude again. And bring them over. Alright, and one last, maybe a bevel is what we want here. So bevel, in, and bam, there we go. I pretty much have one of our spines. Okay. I think the actual spine is maybe a little bit bigger, so we're going to select our spine pieces here. Deselect and deselect, and push R and scale it out a bit. There we go. Maybe not quite that much. Okay. And then we're going to take, let's see, a couple of these. Alright, there we go. And that one. And select the same ones on the other side. I think what we're going to do here is move these in a bit, so that way we get a slightly more rounded shape if possible. There we go, like that. Okay, we'll turbo smooth it. Then we kind of have like a little ridge that'll go along the back to where that spine is. And for the top of our spine, we're going to scale those in and scale those in a bit. That way it molds in a bit better. And then to give it just a bit of, visual appeal, we're going to take this and kind of move it a little bit to one side. Okay, and you can rotate those just to give it a little bit of something interesting to look at, so it's not quite straight on, almost like the dragon's in motion. Okay, that'll work nicely. And next we have another spine right about, let's see, on this one right here. Okay, now this one actually kind of comes off and curves to the other direction, so we're going to bevel it to about the shape that we need and align it. Okay, now let's scale it out a bit in that direction. You can bevel, bevel, and bevel. Alright, and go to your vertices here. And we're going to want to kind of scale them out just a bit. Alright, that should be pretty good. And then we're going to want to move them, or should I say rotate them, oops, in can just use your local rotator kind of in this direction. Okay, and deselect these. There we go. Now we have a spine that kind of goes the other direction. Okay, so let's see what that looks like right there. And we're going to make this one a bit pointier. So select polygon, grow, push R, and just kind of shrink it. Shrink it. Doesn't matter if you're kind of getting it into a random direction. Again, this is a more organic shape. Right, there we go. Now we've got that piece made. We can carry on with our dragon. And actually, I think I'll stop it right here. And in the next part, we'll move on to the third foot and do a little bit of this next section. So I'll see you next time.